agus an ásom an seo nóáil staúil seo, because I think that tonight, the first Chief O'Neill Festival inside here in Bantry Town is going to be the forerunner of many, and I have a feeling that it will grow to be a really big festival. But I suppose the first compliment tonight, where Chief O'Neill is concerned, Captain O'Neill too, is to the people of Trolleybawn who have been faithful to his memory, who have erected the monument, who have the day every year out there. And I don't think this festival might have been there only for the care and the devotion they're taking to the memory of Captain O'Neill down through the years. So, all the boss of the South Bar, the winter of Trolleybawn. Now, at this point in time, I think we will inaugurate the festival by asking our young musicians to play Chief O'Neill's favourite. We can consider the festival truly baptised at this stage. Captain O'Neill was an extraordinary man, the Rugaga at Trolleybawn in 1848, you could say, in the middle of the famine, and he died on the 28th of January 1936, and the reason I know that is that I was born 12 days before it, so I shared the planet with him for 12 days. But he was one of the great Irish collectors. I suppose the first was Edward Bunting, who gathered the music at the Belfast Harp Festival, I think, at 1758. And another notable collector was a man with local connections here and Castletownbere, was a Protestant rector called Canon Goodman, and Chief O'Neill was the third. Maybe they didn't realise the importance of their work, but many of the tunes that are in the Irish repertoire today would have been lost only for Captain O'Neill. If you like, you could look at him as a gigantic tape recorder in the absence of tape recorders, and the musicians that he had around him in Chicago couldn't read music. It was all the oral tradition, and he noted them all down. August, the part of his book that I love are the set dances at the end, and certainly I think they would be lost only for him. Some of them would be very well known, like St. Patrick's Day, the King of the Fairies, but then there'd be other ones, the Piper Through the Meadow String, the Ace and Juice, the Pipering, all these ones, they might be gone. So, Sinead Captain O'Neill, and it is our privilege to remember him and to celebrate him this weekend. My next task is a very, very pleasant one, and that's to introduce two relatives of Captain O'Neill's who are here with us tonight. First of all, there's Philip O'Neill, who has travelled from Oxford. Philip, maybe you would... just to put Philip in context with you, I'm sure you all remember Donald O'Donovan and Gary O'Donovan, who is deceased now. They lived in a big house across the square there, and their mother was Mary O'Neill. And Mary O'Neill's twin brother, who I can't think of his name now, but Mary O'Neill's twin brother would be your father. So that's how close you are to the situation. Mary O'Neill was Captain O'Neill's niece, wasn't she? Agus an Farrell is Tom O'Neill, and he's a lucky man because he lives in San Francisco, the most desirable, I suppose, climate on earth. August, I hadn't time to go through the family connection with yourself. You might like to tell us.
Okay.
Yeah, just your family connection is.
Thank you. My father was Francis O'Neill.
My father was Frank O'Neill.
Okay. And my grandfather was Philip O'Neill.
My grandfather was Philip O'Neill.
My great-grandfather was Philip O'Neill.
My great-grandfather was John O'Neill.
My great-great-grandfather was John O'Neill.
My great-great-grandfather was John O'Neill.
And there's our connection. My grandfather, and there's a strange age thing here that caused Philip and I great difficulty to get figured out. But my grandfather was contemporary in age, although actually a generation different than Francis, and grew up in the house together. Actually, the house that Philip lived in when he was a baby here in Charlevoix. Francis ended up in Chicago, as you all know. My grandfather ended up in St. Paul, Minnesota. They stayed in touch, correspondence-wise, and my Philip visited him on occasion and named my dad Francis in his honor. And one time on a visit, when my dad was about 13 years old, they were in Chicago and he met him. And it told me, it didn't mean much to me at the time, years and years ago, but I've come to appreciate it a great deal today. So that's our connection. So.
Thank you very much. And I think it gives great authenticity to this festival, and also a sense of the closeness of Captain O'Neill, that these two men who are so closely connected to him are here with us. Agus tá fáilte an a bhór Rome. You're very, very welcome. Now, at this point in time, I think we have some step dancers from the Bantry branch of Comhaltas Ceoltóirí Éireann Nafil Captain Mary.